Welcome. Channel 31, program for the third age. Here is Bandu and Kingsley, bringing you the usual Stay Informed program.
Good morning, Bandu.
Good morning, Kingsley.
Bandu, you are just back from Sri Lanka after a long trip.
That's not a long trip, Kingsley. I went to Malaysia and then to Sri Lanka.
And how was the trip?
Oh, very good trip. But funny thing happened.
What's that?
I wasn't carrying much luggage. So when I went to the checking counter, the lady said, you don't have to carry your hand baggage. You can check that in too. I did. All my medication was there in the hand luggage. I didn't realize that, and didn't cause much problem. But mentally, I was not that stable during the flight.
No, the thing is, Bandu, that's a good topic. Let's talk about it. About people traveling.
Yeah.
These days, Bandu, a lot of people travel. They go on holidays overseas.
Yes.
Now, all travelers should plan carefully to ensure their health and safety while away.
Yeah.
Now, we'll come to your experience and talk about those as well. Now, especially, Bandu, older people have a few extra concerns. First of all,
the medication like what I had.
Yeah, that's true. But let's come to the other things, to preparing before you go. It's always best, Bandu, for the people to consult your travel agent to see that your planned trip is not too hectic, suits you, because nothing worse than being rushed into a coach and then go from one end to the other. When you're younger, that's fine.
Yeah.
But older people have to check with their travel agent. Then, Bandu, find out about the medical facilities in the area you will be visiting. All right? Now, then another important factor, Bandu, is to research, right, such things as climate, language, and culture in the areas to which you go. When you go to your home country,
Yeah.
you already know about it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And organize travel insurance.
Yeah, that's very vital.
That is very important, right? Now, if
Kingsley,
you
sometimes when you book your tickets through American Express or a credit card, they give an automatic medical insurance through that, doesn't it?
Yes, but you got to, I think, read the small print and see
Whether
what they are offering and what the exemptions are, or what they say, the things which they are not going to cover.
Yeah.
Like your existing ailments, for example, pre-existing medical ailments,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
So it's vital to have this medical insurance.
I personally think, no, so Bandhu, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but medical insurance, travel insurance I think is a must.
Yeah.
This is only my opinion. Now, Bandhu, do you know that Australia has reciprocal healthcare agreements with some countries?
No, what are those countries?
No, okay. Now, there's a list which is available from Medicare.
Right.
Right? But these are only emergency help.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean, that you remember that travel insurance is still needed, or the health insurance for when you're traveling. But for emergency ones, right, these may be available. So, something, it is right? Those are things you need to think about. Now, then Bandhu, right? You know, you have to, I think, consult your doctor for a good medical checkup, especially for seniors, older people, right? Now, and also, do you know that people with diabetes, now I know quite a few people like that, will need medical advice on how to safely stagger their medications in different time zones. You know,
Yeah.
people don't realize these things, but it's always, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask your doctor that.
Right.
Then you have to consider getting vaccinations which are needed. If you are going into an area where there is, some sort of infectious disease, then, you need to find out and take the necessary thing. And another thing which, from personal experience, let me tell you, right, of people I know, you should visit your dentist, I think, before you go.
Is that true?
Because, I mean, why do you want to suffer with some problem when you're overseas?
Yeah.
Now, coming back to this medication, Bandhu, some medications that are legal in Australia are prohibited in certain countries.
Right.
So, I personally believe it is a good thing to get a letter from your doctor, on a letterhead, to saying that these are prescribed medications which you are carrying for your personal use.
Right.
And I personally also believe that it's always good to have an original prescription with you.
Yeah, that's what I do. I take a prescription
Right.
just in
But
case.
I also take a letter. Right? What does it cost? You go to your GP and say, look, I want a letter. He's got it all on the computer. He gives it to you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, then, let's talk about what happened to you. I always tell people, do not pack your medications which you need in your check-in luggage.
Yeah.
If the luggage gets lost or carried, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Your medications should be with you, I believe, with you all the time, right? And Bandhu, you have to consult your doctor, especially if you are going on a long flight, because there are people who have problems with long flights. Generally, what they say is wear loose clothes when you are traveling, and avoid alcoholic drinks if you can, right? And take plenty of fluid to prevent dehydration, right? And also they say stroll up and down the aisle, right? Wherever it's possible. Not when the belt sign, not when the seat belt sign is on, but and to avoid sitting with your legs crossed in one position, right? And to move around and so on. So these are things which you must
Simple precautions you can take. Which can
but
be.
one of the most important things, Bandhu, never do what you did and check in and put your medications in your check-in luggage. If you lose the thing, you got to go and find a doctor, and then the right medications may not be available and so on.
That's right.
So these are things I think people need to look at and think about it, because we all travel and sometimes we take things for granted. Now, I'm not going to cover things like the visa requirements and all that sort of thing.
That's different.
That's a different thing. But just to say, I think it's a good idea to go to smarttravelers.gov.au, I think. Anyway, Smart Travelers, and that will give you some advice.
Kingsley, I think I found it easier, even if you're allowed to carry 30 kilograms or what, don't put everything in a very huge thing. It's better to take a couple of cases where you can take things out of the belts and so on easier, isn't it?
I'll tell you, nowadays, Bandhu, when I travel, you laugh at this thing. You're given 25 or 30 kilos, but do you know, even when I go overseas, my bag doesn't weigh more than 9 kilos or something, because I find it difficult to take it off the belt.
No, I think if you've got luggage, then it's better to put it in 2 smaller bags than one huge
So
heavy bag.
I think it's a good topic now.
Okay.
I mean, it's your, especially since you got back and nothing happened, thank God.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kingsley.
Okay, thanks, Bandhu.
Thanks. Bye.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you for listening in. Till next Tuesday, I am Mihiri Disanayaka.